Coach Greg, and I'm here to talk to you today about Christian Guzman's gaining 30 pounds in under a month following his show. Before I get into that, I'm not a doctor, nor am I a dietitian. I don't have any special, amazing training into the physiology of this other than having my master's in kinesiology. So take what I say with a grain of salt. Is this common? Is it normal? Is he a freak? Is it ridiculous? No, it's super common. It happens all the time because people who diet for shows are primarily morons. Is he a moron? Of course he's a moron. He's an idiot. So what happened? So he essentially dieted really hard and got into the best shape of his life, as he said. And then a month later, he was, and I quote, a puffy whale. That's what he said about himself. So I'm not saying anything he doesn't already know. How did he get there? Because he drank like a fish, alcohol all the time, margaritas, whatever he said, was eating sushi left and right, should have been sashimi, doesn't listen to me, anyway, and just eating what he wants and when he wants. And a lot of you are thinking, yeah, that's what you should do, he was on vacation. You shouldn't yo-yo diet. It's stupid. It's not healthy. It's bad for you. It's about having balance, people. So is it his first show? Has he ever dieted before? Yes. He points to this throughout his video that he knows better. He's done this before. Each show it's like this. But this is the most he'd ever been in his life.
Guys, not even joking, this is the heaviest I've ever been in my life. Ever. 200 pounds! I have never in my life, not even peak bulk at nighttime, I've never, ever in my life weighed 200 pounds.
1 month after a show, you should not be setting records for the heaviest you've ever been in your life. So he got down to 167.8 pounds, he said, and he was then 200.8 pounds. Mind you, he was holding a phone or something. And so he was up 30 pounds in 30 days. That is a lot of gaining, okay? What is it? Well, what part of it is water. It's not 30 pounds of fat. So he even described, like I do, as a sponge. So when you're dieting down, you're squeezing the sponge out, the water's getting rid of from your body, and the carbs and the glycogen, so you're losing a lot of weight and you're shrunk down. Then after, you start drinking. Boom, it's coming back in. You start eating carbs, glycogen forms, muscles fill out, and you swell up. It's normal to gain 10 pounds. Normal. But 30? That's fat at that point. After that first 10 pounds, you're then just gaining fat. So why would he allow himself to do that? Because he just doesn't care. But really, is it that he doesn't care at all? He's like, I'm doing a mini cut. I'm cutting. I'm dieting now. I'm going to do 30 minutes of cardio. And then he does the 30 minutes of cardio. He burns 300 calories. Like, yeah, that's going to help me. I'm going to lose 15 pounds in a week doing this. Guys, you have to do 12 sessions of 300 calories that you're burning to lose a pound of fat. So, in other words, 30 minutes of cardio is going to do next to F-U-C-K all, okay? It's not enough. Whatever you're doing to get you shredded, you have to keep doing. If you want to look good year-round, you can't just follow these stupid crash diets. So guaranteed, he was eating some kind of bullshit diet of broccoli, tilapia, some fish and asparagus and blah, blah, boring. Guaranteed, he didn't have French toast. Guaranteed, he didn't eat popcorn on his diet. How much weight have I gained since my show? I've gained, can't even do this, 10 pounds. And it's been almost 7 weeks for me. 10 pounds. 10, not 30. Why? Because my diet is better than every other human being's diet on this planet. Hire me and you will find out very quickly. The diet you should follow has to be a diet that you can use year-round. If you diet and crash diet, which is what Christian Guzman did, it's the, 30-month get shredded diet. Yeah, whatever. It's you get shredded because you starve yourself. And you can do it because you're highly motivated to do this show where you're going to stand and do your turns and do your little poses. Then the show's over. Motivation becomes zero. Why? Because you ate tilapia and fish for 3 months, and what did you want? Sushi and burgers and alcohol. So then the show's over, and then your body is like, oh my God, if we have to starve ourselves again, we better make sure we have a lot of fat. So your body almost forces you. It's almost a forced feeding that your brain takes over and says, eat and eat. You eat 7 donuts and it says, 7? Stephanie Buttermore can eat 12 and go eat 2 more buffets right after. Eat 40 donuts. And so you eat until you're sick and you're ready to throw up, but you don't. And you just keep eating. That's what your life becomes after show. How do I know? Because I've done 55 shows, and I did shows when I was a teenager, and I remember how hungry I was. I would eat 4 liters of ice cream and still be hungry. You can't do anything about it. You can't fight hunger like that. So what is the secret? You need to eat low-calorie dense foods. I keep telling everybody. No one seems to believe me. I don't understand. Just because I don't have 1 million followers, you don't think I know what I'm talking about? If you eat a stupidly huge, a 5-pound salad, big, and you try to eat donuts after, you will not be physically able to eat a dozen donuts after. You will probably eat one and be like, oh my God, I can't eat anything more. The secret is filling yourself up on low-calorie dense foods. The protein ice cream shake, where you put it over your head, it's so thick and you eat it. After you're done that, you can't eat a 12-inch pizza. I can eat 2 12-inch pizzas easily right now if I want to, but not after a salad and a shake. I can't eat 1 slice, I'm so full. So you eat things that are filling. If I eat 10 French toast for breakfast, I'm friggin' stuffed. That's a lot of food, I can't eat more. If I skip that and I go to Wendy's or some restaurant, eat 4 burgers, they can easily do that. And the calories add up. And it's calories in, calories out that makes the difference. It's not a certain percent of macros. Oh, but it's I ate 30% of this and to 20% of this and to 60% of this and I still am not lean. Why? Because percents of macros mean shit. It doesn't matter. I'm so sick of it. I get all these stupid clients writing me and they all their stupid macros and, oh, I'm fat because I don't eat enough. You're an idiot. Stop it. Stop it. You're fat because you eat too much. You're not fat because you don't eat enough. I don't know. I have 25% of the people that hire me think this. 25% are idiots. How can there be so many stupid people on this planet? I don't know who teaches this stuff. I'm fat because I eat too little. So, well, my hormones, they changed because I don't eat enough, so they store fat. You can't change the first law of thermodynamics. You cannot create energy or destroy it. It just can't magically happen. If you don't eat anything, you can't get fat. It can't just, but it stores it. What? Breathing in calories from the air? No, it doesn't happen like that. It's calories from ice cream sandwiches and shakes and blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's how you get fat. That's what's happening. You're eating too much. So after a show, this is what you do. You do not go all in and eat what you can. You do not say, I am going to eat whatever I want for this week and then I'll start back dieting. You do not say for 6 weeks, I'm going to eat what I want, then I'm going to do a mini cut. You do not tell yourself, I need to bulk because it's grow time in the off season. Do not say any of that stuff. Tell yourself, I am going to eat the least amount of calories that makes me satisfied and have enough energy to perform and feel normal. Does it mean you can't eat junk ever again? No, it's called having balance. Balance means normal. Normal. Not 15 donuts, 2 at the most. No one needs to eat more than 2 donuts. It doesn't mean a 16-inch pizza for yourself. It means you split a 12-inch. It's having balance. Balance, not yo-yo dieting. So after the show, do you say, I was doing 2 hours cardio a day, now I'm going to do 2-minute warm-up and not train? No, do half of what you did. If you did 2 hours of cardio a day dieting, do 1 hour of cardio a day. Do not give it up. Now, what if you don't even do cardio? Well, if you have a big binge, big cheat day, well, do cardio. Start burning it off. Go and do 1.5 hours of cardio. That'll burn off a good 1,000 calories, most likely. That's a decent little start. Did I say do 30 minutes and burn 300 off? No, that's 1 donut. That's not going to burn off 12 donuts. You need to get a lot of cardio in. Now, what happens if you do binge? And it happens. Even me, I'll go and eat more than I want. Well, the next meal, I'm not eating a bunch of food because I don't need it because I just ate too much. So you skip the next meal or just eat protein, fruits, vegetables, low-calorie dense foods. You don't need to eat rice. You don't need to eat a lot of calories. You don't need to keep eating. Do not have 3-day cheats. 1-day cheat. I just had a client write 3-day cheats. Your one meal cheat. If you cheat, then it's going to take you a week or two to get it off that cheat. That's not what you want. Now, in the Christian Guzman video, he asked his girlfriend, how do you like me now? And he was kind of chubby compared to what he was. Mine, he's still in freaking good shape. 90% of you would take his shitty shape, his fattest shape, over your shape. So it's not like he's bad shape. He still looks good at 200 pounds. But he asked her, what do you think about me now? Oh, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give you a 74. So, well, it was a scale of 1 to 100, she thought. But anyway, 74%. And he's like, what about when I was dieting? Well, negative 10. And it was like, oh, really? Well, and the reason was because he was basically a jerk or an ass or a horribly moody dieter. That tells me when you're like that dieting, your diet sucks. Because I'm not like that when I'm dieting. I'm not as positive as I am now. I'm not as happy, perhaps, if I'm like really starving, but I'm certainly not a complete asshole. I'm not gonna get a negative rating. Maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, I go from a 2 in my good, which is now, to a 1. So there's not much difference. I'm always an asshole. So there you go. So on my diets, you eat French toast, pancakes, popcorn, protein ice cream, homemade score protein bars, wraps, P28 bread, nacho made things, and pizza this, and homemade hamburgers, and you eat what you want 5 times a day with protein. You just don't eat a shit ton of it, and you lose weight, and you look good, and you do awesome in your shows, or you just lose weight, you reach your goals, and then when it's over, when this event is over, you were going on vacation, you were getting married, you were going down south, you had a show, it was summer and you needed to look good for summer. That's the most common people that hire me. That's the most common reason. When it's done, you can eat the same diet you had except with a little bit more food, or say a refeed or a cheat once a day rather than just 3 per week, which is the typical client that I have. And you don't need to gain all this fat. You might gain 5 or 10 pounds back, but you still look way better than you ever did in your life. So if you had to lose 50 pounds and you lose your 50 pounds, you don't want to gain the 50 pounds back. You worked for 4 months to get that weight off. Maybe it was even 6 months. In a month, you don't want to look like you did. You can gain 10 pounds back and that's fine. That's normal and it's healthy. I'm not pushing being shredded or ripped. People think I'm like, make fun of people who aren't ripped. No, I have mathematical knowledge. I understand science of this. If you're obese, I'll call you obese. If you're fat, I will call you fat. If you're morbidly obese, I will say you're morbidly obese. I don't sugarcoat it. I tell it like it is. If you tell me you're 25% body fat and you're 50, I say you're 50. If you say you're 10% body fat and you're 20, I say you're 20% body fat. If you tell me you need to lose 20 pounds to get in shape, I'll tell you 40. Because everyone that thinks they have 20 pounds to go has 40 to go. Christian Guzman at 200 pounds competed at 167. At 200 pounds, he has a full six-pack. He lost 33 pounds from a full six-pack to compete. Most people, they send me a picture and it's Christian Guzman's off season and they tell me they're 10% and need to lose 10 pounds to be shredded. And I'll be like, no, you need to lose at least 20. It's 30 even, it's 3 times as much. So in the video, Christian Guzman asks his friends, hey man, like his shirt's off and he's, you know, do I look big? Like, you know, he's all flexing and whatever. Do I look big? And he's like, yeah, you know, you look big. And he's like, and it's like this. It's like this, guys. When you gain weight, you think it's muscle. So he put on 30 pounds of fat and water, and zero was muscle. Zero. But he feels bigger and puffier. And so you get to 200 pounds, and you have it in your mind that you're big, and then you start dieting, and you're 185, and then you send Coach Greg, I'm flat now. And then Coach responds, goes, no, you're not flat now. You were just fat before. And then they get mad. Why are you calling me fat? Yes, I am. You are fat. You were fat. Yeah, that's how I talk. That's how the conversations go with me. I also call everyone a pussy because most people are. You're not training hard. You're eating too much. You're not putting the fork down. You're a lazy ass. That's how it is. That's the facts of life, and I'm going to tell it to you straight up. Now, the mental game. Let's get mental here. When you are 200 pounds and have never competed and you look in the mirror, you might be dissatisfied, but you're probably not, I hate myself. Because if you hated yourself, you'd probably lose weight and do something about it. Since you don't hate yourself, you're just dissatisfied. Then you lose 50 pounds. So say you're 200 pounds and you're obese, extremely obese, and you lose 50 pounds and you're 150 and you're looking great. You're like, yeah. You know, you look great. People are complimenting you all the time. Then the wedding's over, the vacation's over, the show's over. Then it's Margaritaville and sashimi, but it's not sashimi. You eat the sushi and pizza, and it's all in. All in, guys. It's all in. We're going to get heavy again because I'm hungry and I got to get rid of my hunger. So I'm going to eat donuts, chips, and beer till I'm not hungry anymore. Then you go back up to your old 200 pounds and you look just like you did before at 200. When you were 200 pounds before, you were dissatisfied. Now you can't even step on a scale. You can't even look in the mirror. You can't even put on your clothes. You can't even go outside anymore because you look how you used to look. Because mentally, after seeing yourself looking so good, you can't go back to seeing yourself looking how you used to look. Same with steroids, guys. If you're 200 pounds of muscle, then you're, muscles. Then you go off the steroids and you're like, you might have felt good at your 180 pounds with your little bit of abs, but then you put on 20 pounds of muscle and you're like, wow. And then you go back to your 180 and you're like, I don't like myself anymore. Your ego's a mess. You're messed up because you saw yourself where you could be. It's the same for men as for women. Men go through it, women go through it. 25% develop eating disorders. It's very common. And so the warning is, don't just think you can just do these diets and do these contests and just forget about it after and then you're good. You can't. If you're 200 pounds, you get to 150 and you go back to 175, by the time you're at 175, you're going to feel like you're not in shape anymore. Even though at 200, if you looked at your 175 future self, you'd be like, I'll take that look and I'll whatever, and a bag of chips, whatever it is. You'll go for it. But when you're 150 and you see where you're at 200 and you see 175, you can't even handle 175 anymore. And then it becomes, you develop an eating disorder. You become just self-obsessed. You can't handle it. And I see it all the time. So be very cautious. You cannot diet and then just say, eat what you want, have fun. Go for it. Mentally, you can't handle it. There might be an exception. Maybe 5% of people can just get shredded and then get fat. Look at Lee Priest. He did it. 200 pounds of muscle, 300 pounds of being made fun of by everyone off season, and then get ripped again. Not many people can be Lee Priest. It just can't. I couldn't. I couldn't go up to 250 pounds of fat right now and look in the mirror and be happy with myself. I'd be like, I let myself go too much. This is insane. So that's what I do as a coach. I try to get you to be happy with how you look year round, not just on the show day. Show day, most people are going to be happy with how they look because it's the best they've ever looked in their life. Whether you won or you got 10th place, it's your personal best. Don't focus on gaining back your weight real quick. Focus on a balanced, healthy lifestyle, diet and exercise, and be as lean as you can be comfortably. If for me it's 10%, then that's 10% for me. Maybe for you it's 30%, which is still obese, but 30 is better than 50. We're all born with different genetics. My genetics aren't born to be 50% body fat. If yours are, then it's just going to be too hard for you to be 10%. You're going to be just suffering and miserable all the time. You know, I have clients who are over 300 pounds and they compete under 200 pounds. And I'm like, you know, if you can be 225 pounds in the off season, that's fantastic. And you're like, well, I want to look 200. No, it's not realistic to be 300 and now you're 200 and stay there. It's just too hard. You know, maybe even 250 would be great for that person. So just be comfortable, be where you can be, do the best you can be. Don't expect too much. Not everyone can walk around with a six-pack comfortably. Everyone can get there, but keeping it there is hard. In fact, it is way, way, way harder after the show is over to stay on that diet than to get there, even if your calories are higher. I like to tell people the diet starts the day after the show's over. I tell clients, eat a good breakfast with vegetables and fruits and all this stuff, and eat a bigger breakfast the day after the show. Eat something that you want after the show. Make sure you drink a couple liters of water, but not too much because you don't want to puff out too much. Then you got to get back on the diet and eat what you were eating before and just do less cardio. And have a cheat whenever you need it. But it's not eat whatever you want. You just say reverse diet. Reverse. What do I need to reverse? So, week 1, add 20 calories. you're going to eat 2,000 calories more on this first day. You're not eating 20 calories more than each week, add 50. Or they'll think, yeah, we just add 50 calories to our diet each week, and then by the off season, I'll be eating 3,000 calories a day. No, your metabolism doesn't just work like that. You don't just add a few calories here and there, and your metabolism catches up. It doesn't catch up. You can't. You know, it just doesn't work like that. A lot of people, like after the show, your brain takes over. You eat so much, you're full, and you still want to eat. When I was like 20, or I did a show, and I would eat I was craving potatoes, so just, that's what I want. I ate potatoes till I couldn't eat anymore. So 5 pounds of potatoes, roughly. Then when my stomach couldn't move and I was physically in pain, like so much pain, I couldn't eat more potatoes, then I'd be like, okay, I eat 2 turtles now. Because that's what I did. 2 turtles. Then lay on the floor, and in pain, and like laying there, and then 4 hours later, when I wasn't in pain anymore, I would eat more turtles. I couldn't stop myself. I've been there and done it. Remember, I'm 43 years old and I've done 55 shows. I'm not 23 years old and a first-year coach, and I just tried it. And I've been natural for 42 shows and steroids for the rest. And so I know both ways, so don't type a stupid comment saying, yeah, but you're not natural. It doesn't apply. You can be ripped all the time because you're on growth hormone. I'm not on any of that bullshit anyway. So stop thinking you know me and stop thinking you know anything. I could stay in shape, natural or not natural, HRT or not. It's calories in, calories out. If you take all the growth hormone in the world and all the steroids, I'll show you a fat person if they eat too much. And you know it. You see them all the time. Professional bodybuilders, and they'll put 50 pounds on after the show, and they look fat pieces of shit. Muscled up fat pieces of shit, but they're still fat pieces of shit. That's how it works. You can't overeat. The show's over. Mostly fruits and vegetables. You need your stomach to stick out. It needs to be out somehow. You need to get it out. It has to. Sick and tired of people writing me. I'm bloated. Of course you're bloated. You're eating a freaking salad and some Greek yogurt and some ice cream protein shakes. It stretches your stomach. It distends it. And when your stomach is distended, it sends signals to the brain saying, stop eating, you fatso. And then you stop eating. That's how it works. You can't wake up, flat stomach, eat a bunch of salad and fiber and vegetables and have completely flat stomach. That's what keto does. But guess what? If you eat keto and follow keto, yeah, you have a flat stomach. You'll also be dehydrated with no energy, feel like shit. And yeah, there's going to be 5% of you that are going to write, no, it doesn't do that. And then those 5% are going to follow that diet for what, 3 months? And then they're going to start carbing up again, and then you're going to get fat. I've seen maybe 1 in 100 people that do keto that keep it off or that continue to do keto. Half of them write me and say, oh, I did keto, but now I'm messed up, and my metabolism is this. I'm allergic to these foods now. I digest this. I'm intolerant to gluten now. You're half of it's made up. You're just an idiot who did a keto diet, and now you're trying to eat food, and you're eating too many calories. If you're burning off 3,000 and you're eating 3,500, you're going to gain a pound of fat a week. It's just going to happen. Now, if you eat a keto diet, you only eat 2,500 calories a day, you're going to get leaner. It's not because you eat keto, it's because you eat 2,500 calories. You could have ate not keto and followed my diet and had carbs, but the carbs would have been mostly from vegetables and fruits and filling items so that you don't eat a lot of high-calorie dense foods and lose the same. Oh, but I don't function. If I eat carbs, I get fat because I just can't stop from eating them. So that's why I go keto. Well, you just stop yourself from eating. If you went keto, you're not eating carbs. So you can tell me you can't eat spinach and apples or you'll eat too many carbs. Just because you're eating apples and spinach doesn't mean you're going to eat pizza and chips. It's not the same thing. Avoid buffets after the show. Yeah, you want to celebrate, you want to do this. Buffets, I always said, no buffet is safe. They're not. After a show, your brain takes over your body. You're not even being controlled by you anymore. It's like somebody's living in your brain. I'm not making this shit up. It's literally true. It takes over your body and you're eating and you can't stop. It's insane. I mean, it's bad. It's like you just are a machine of eating. And I believe, I explain it like this. It's survival mode. Your body thinks it just went through starvation in the winter, a famine. And so it just found food. And Eat food. Do not stop. You're become a dog. You eat till you can't breathe because it doesn't know when the food's going to happen again. So just stay away from the buffets in the first place. And if you're going to eat junk, don't buy $50 worth of, babe, what's that place? Bulk Barn. Bulk Barn. Bulk Barn. People go there and buy $50 of Bulk Barn and have those brown bags and it's full of candies. Oh, I'm just going to eat this for the next month. And it's a day later and $50 worth of candies is gone. You wonder why you got fat. That's why you got fat, because you went to Bulk Barn. Avoid Bulk Barn. You want to go to farmers markets and load up on apples and fruits and peaches and pears and salads and delicious vegetables and fruits. And then follow my diet plans that have the healthy options that are still like filling and tasty, but not the shit that's going to make you fat. All right, so that wraps up this video. If you want to see some more of my videos, because I talk about this shit in all my videos, there's a few videos for you to select right here. Follow me on Instagram, Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro. I'm not making this up. I gained 10 pounds. Look at my pictures. I've not gotten fat. I look almost the same. GregDoucette.com for coaching. I've been talking about my diets. Trust me, if you see my diet, it's no shitting you. It's the best diet in the world. All right, till next time.